If you want to go to medical school, if going to medical school in the UK is your dream, then this video is for you. Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to this little corner of the internet. I really hope that you're doing well. If you're new here, welcome. I'm really happy that you just stumbled up on in here, and I really hope you're gonna decide to stay. If you don't know me, I am a second-year medical student here in the UK, and this video today is all about how I got to medical school, my whole journey. And trust me, this journey was hard. This journey was filled with doubt and feeling like I was never gonna get there. So if that sounds like what you're experiencing right now, keep on watching. I have also all of the timestamps down below, so you can just jump around as you please. And yeah, without further ado, let's just get into it. Okay, so let's start with my personal background. So I am French. I went to a French school in Southeast Asia. I did the French curriculum, did the French exam, all of that. And I am also the first applicant in my school with another girl that got an offer and that got into medical school in the UK. So it just comes to say, as a baseline, my school was not experienced in sending people off to medical school in the UK. And that's a very important factor for the rest of the story. Okay, so now that my personal background is kind of set, let's start with the beginning of the story, shall we? So we're gonna start at the beginning and set the groundwork for why medicine. Why was I always so fascinated with medicine? So my story starts a long time ago. So my mother is a doctor, and as a child, I remember always admiring her job. I always found her so cool, you know? And I remember the first time where it kind of was like, I really love the human body, and I think medicine is what I want to do. And there's like photos of me as a child with like a stethoscope and all of that. But basically that was when I was 5 years old. We were in Canada. We were going on a walk, and this walk was really long, and I was so tired. I was exhausted, and because of that, I was extremely grumpy. And so my mother was like, what can I do to make her less grumpy? Because like she's just crying everywhere. So she decided to talk to me about respiration and talk to me about the human body and how I was able to walk right now, how the oxygen traveled through the body with like hemoglobin and all of that. Obviously she used very simple terms, but she explained all of that to me, and I was fascinated. I went from being grumpy to being fascinated in like blink of a second, you know? So that was really cool. And I remember being like, oh my god, the human body is so cool. And then my parents realized that I was really interested in this, so then like they bought like DVDs of like the human body. It was called The Stories of Life or something like that, and so every single episode was how a certain part of the body worked. And like the sort of movie was like adapted for children, so like lymphocytes were guardians, and then like viruses were like the bad guys. So that was kind of like a really cool way to understand at a children level how the body works, how the body defends itself against pathogens and all of that. And that was really cool. I remember loving watching those. I also had multiple dreams about me being in that DVD and going in my own body to look at how it works, because I was just so invested and passionate about medicine and how the human body works. And I also had multiple books about like reading through it and just being fascinated about how cool a human body is. So basically, I'm fascinated by the human body. I still am fascinated now, and it never really stopped. So I was kind of like, hey girl, I think medicine is for you. I think you need to do a medical degree just to figure out even more about how cool the human body is, basically. So that was the start of my story. That's how I knew medicine was for me. And obviously, the whole patient contact thing was always really appealing to me. I like working in a team. I like talking to people. I like having that sort of contact. So everything just kind of gelled well. And that's when I knew that medicine was for me. And then the story gets complicated. The plot thickens. So, obviously, I knew I wanted to become a doctor. I knew that was what I wanted to do from quite a young age. And so I was kind of thinking in my brain, how can I get there? Because I really want to study in the UK. I want to study in an English-speaking country. So how am I, like right now, in Southeast Asia, in a French school, how am I going to get to the UK in a medical school? The little gap here. What do I need to do in here to get to the medical school? So I remember being at school and going to a talk that was aimed at like year 11s, 12 and 13, I think. And I was in year 10, and I was like, it's fine. I can just go to this talk. I'll just sit at the back and just start to get a bit of information to figure out what do I need to do to get to medical school, because I already know that's what I want to do. So let me get a head start, basically. So it was like a talk about UK universities and how to get to UK university. So that's when I kind of knew all about UCAS and all of that. And I remember at the end of like the little talk, it was in an amphitheater. I went to see like the tutor, like the main tutor that works with universities in my school. And I was like, hi, I really want to do medicine in the UK. Do you know what are the different steps that I need to do? What can I start doing now to like help me on my journey? And he looked at me straight in the eyes and was like, you want to do medicine in the UK? And I was like, yeah, I that's really what I want to do. That's my dream. And he was like, that's not possible. It's impossible. You need to change dream. It's not going to work. And I was like, but like, why? How does it work? And he was like, because it's just impossible. French people, French students from the French school never get into medical school in the UK. Not possible. Change your dream. Sorry. And at this point, my jaw dropped. I remember I was like with a friend. My eyes were pooling with tears and I was kind of thinking, that's it. My dream is over. It's not possible. I'm never going to get into medical school. And that was such a horrible day, and that's when I knew that I couldn't give up, but also it was going to be a damn hard journey. So I remember I go out of the school and I call my mother like crying and like, oh, he said I can't do this. It says it's impossible. My dream is over. I need to change dream. I need to whatever. My mom's like, no, it's okay. It's going to be really hard. We still don't know what you have to do. It's going to be really hard. Probably going to have to put a lot of work, but you're going to try your best. And if it doesn't work, at least you know you've tried your best. You're not going to abandon on this. It's fine. It's only his opinion. His opinion does not have to be your opinion. So that's when I was like, okay, it's fine. We're going to do this. We're going to pick ourselves up and we're going to work hard. So that was first instant with the plot thickens. And then the plot thickens even more. That's approximately maybe in year 12 when we're assigned a tutor to help us get into English-speaking universities. And again, I go to my tutor and I'm like, hi, I want to do medicine. Like, I've already started doing a few different things to get into medical school in the UK. Yeah, that's my plan. And she looked at me and she was like, that's not possible. You're so like, it's so stupid of you to think that you're going to be able to do it. I already talked with the other tutor. We already discussed this with you. This is dumb. This is stupid. But whatever. If you want to push through with this, it's not my problem. You're going to be the one crying in my office in April when you have no medical schools offers. It's going to be your problem, but it's fine. If you want to do this and you want to do this, whatever, it's not my problem. But like, that's the wrong decision you're making. So again, I was kind of like, you know, tears pooling in, but I was like, it's fine. I already know that this school is not very supportive of my choices of universities. It's okay. I've already started a few things in my journey. We'll talk about that later. So I'm going to be fine. I'm doing everything I can. She's not supportive, but it's okay. It's fine. And then the problem was that this tutor was also one of my teachers at school. And she then proceeded to humiliate me multiple times in front of everyone in my classroom. She would be like, you know, you're a smart girl, you know? You're smart. You have good grades. But I don't understand why you're making such dumb decisions. Smart people don't make dumb decisions. You know that you're never going to get into medical school. Why are you trying so hard? It's not going to work. And that would happen. And I would just be sat there and be like, I don't know. I didn't know what to answer because what do you want to answer to that? So basically, this whole section of the video is to explain that that's at this point in time where I really start to doubt myself a lot. I knew that I was going to work really hard. My parents supported me all throughout this journey. They never doubted me. They always believed in me, even when I did not believe in myself anymore or doubted myself really, really strongly. But that's basically the part of the story that made the rest of the journey so much more difficult because every single time I would do something, I would always have a voice in the back of my head saying, what if she was right? What if you're doing all of this, but you're never going to get in? Why are you like trying so hard when it's just going to be impossible anyways? Like, you are smart. When somebody tells you it's not possible, maybe you should just listen. You know, I had this voice all the time being like, maybe she is right. So that's basically when everything got complicated. But we're moving on to the next part of the story, which is I never gave up. I never ever gave up, and I worked so damn hard to achieve my dreams. So let's talk about that. So first of all, I joined an academy that truly was a pivotal moment for me. It's an academy that helped me prepare my exams. It helped me prepare my interviews. It helped me send emails to university and liaise with them on my exam because my final exam was the French exam and some universities in the UK don't recognize it. So I had to basically send an email to most medical schools in the UK and ask them personally if they would accept my qualification. And more than that, because I always say in my videos about the UCAT, the BMAT, that you don't really need an academy to prepare for it. YouTube is more than enough. A Medify for the UCAT is more than enough. But for me, the academy had a much more deeper role. It was basically the first time that a professional body that were not my parents, obviously, because they always supported me through everything and I love them so much. But it was the first time that a professional body believed in me. They saw my application, they saw my grades, they saw how I had that little fire in me that was like, I want to do this and I'm going to work as hard as I can to do it. And they believed in me. They never doubted my abilities, and they were like, the people in your school are wrong. Don't listen to them. We'll help you. And that was a really big relief. Obviously, I still had the little like, what if she's right in my head, but I had this professional body that proved to me that they could help applicants get into medical school. And I felt so much better. It was really a pivotal moment in my journey where I was like, okay, right, this actually is possible. You know, this is possible, and I have really clear steps on how I'm going to get there. So that was the main role of the academy for me. But other than that, I did work experience in hospitals and in clinics to prove that I was really interested in medicine and to show my interest. I did some volunteer work in a hospital every single Monday for multiple months with children to, again, show my interest. That was actually a really cool experience. And then I worked for the exams. So I went to most of the classes that the academy provided. I worked on FMTY, I worked on the BMAT, I did the course of Ali Abdal for the BMAT preparation, and I also came back a month earlier from my summer holiday to work 8 hours a day, weekends included, every single day for these exams. Most of my family from my mother's side was around, but I did not partake in any of the activities because I was so damn motivated. Every single day, 8 hours a day, I was working on my computer and making sure that I was doing those practice questions, that I was learning the content, because I was not from an English school. So I needed to learn the content that I didn't learn at school. I needed to also make the equivalences of how you say different words in English rather than in French. I did practice questions, I did practice exams, I reviewed my questions, reviewed my answers. Like, I worked so damn hard in that month. And I took those exams, the BMAT and the UCAT, while also preparing my final exams. Like, it was a lot. It was so much. And then after that, I did the personal statement, wrote it so many times, did so many different adjustments, sent it off to as many people as I could, had my parents help me as much as they could so I could really like put all of the balls in my corner. Everything that I could. I was really working so hard to like put all of the chances on my side. And then I practiced for the interview. When my application was sent off, I then started to practice for the interview, worked really hard for that. I did some interview practice, some MMI simulation with the academy, and that was really, really helpful. But outside of the academy, I was still working so damn hard. I have a document with more than 200 questions that I've answered. I've answered to more than 200 possible interview questions, full on like bullet points there, like what would I say, examples, justifications. And then I prepared all of these questions in front of the mirror, talking with the academy, talking with my parents. And then after that, I went to the UK to do these interviews. And at this point in time, just before the interview started, I looked at myself in the mirror and I was like, girl, you did as much as you could. You worked so damn hard. You're already here. You got an interview place. It means that it's possible. And there's no reason why you're not going to get in. I believe in you. I believe in me. And I believe in all of the hard work I've done. Even if there's a question that I haven't come across, I believe that answering 200 separate different questions has made my technique so much stronger that I know exactly what to do. You can do this. You know, I would actually like parent myself, talk to myself and being like, girl, you can do this. I believe in you. Because I really believe that my journey was me rebuilding my confidence over time, that it was so crushed in the beginning of the story. So basically, this whole section is to tell you that with my journey, I worked so hard to put all of the chances on my side. It was such a really difficult year where I had a lot going on, but I really was determined to prove to myself, but also to prove to all future applicants of my school that getting into medical school in the UK was an option. You don't have to listen to the tutors that told me and told all the people before me that to abandon our dreams and to abandon this because they would never make it. It is possible. It takes a lot of hard work, but it is definitely more than possible. And another thing was like, at this point, I had worked so hard that I couldn't have worked harder. So I gave it my all. If it didn't work, at least I would know that I gave it my all. There was nothing else I could have done to put more chances on my side. So that was this part of the story. And now getting slowly to the end, the stress of the wait. So after all of the interviews were done, obviously, I went back to Southeast Asia. And at this point, the ball wasn't in my court anymore. I had done everything. Everything was sent over to the universities. And now I had to wait. I had to wait for them to give me an answer. And I really hoped and prayed that all of my hard work would pay off. And so I waited and waited and waited and waited even more until the 9th of February 2020 when I got my first offer. And I think, if I remember correctly, I woke up, my parents woke me up that night because, you know, we were all refreshing all the time. And I think my mother woke up earlier than me that day. And they came into my bedroom and were like, it's done, you done it, you got an offer, it's possible. And I think at that point, I just sat in my bed. I don't even think I cried. I was just like so happy, but also so tired of all of the work that I've done, but so proud of myself. I was like, girl, you did it. All of this year worth, more than a year worth of work was worth it. And you've not only proved to yourself, but to everybody after you that it's possible, you know? It is truly possible. And so I just sat there and I was like, oh my gosh, I did this. Like, I got an offer. Like, it's true. On a UCAS, there is an offer with my name on it, offering me a place in medical school in the UK. Like, I was just shocked and so happy. However, comma, that was the offer for my entrance choice. And I really wanted to go to my top choice, obviously. And so the wait game continued. I waited and I waited and I waited and I waited even more. And then one day I go to school and the girl that was also applying to medical school in the UK got an offer from her top choice, which is also my top choice. And I kind of was devastated at this point because I was like, she got an offer, but not me. We did interviews at approximately the same time. Does that mean that I'm going to get rejected? I know that they usually send off rejections at the end. Like, I'm sure I'm going to be rejected. I'm really happy to have an offer at this other university, but I really want to go there. And I was so stressed. But again, I recentered myself. My parents, again, helped me to recenter myself, being like, right now you can't control this. So let's just continue waiting. And so this wait was much more difficult because it was longer. It was more stressful. And so I would spend all of my days like refreshing every single hour, you know, to see if I would have an UCAS email come up. And every time there was a UCAS thing, and my heart would sink because I was like, maybe I'm rejected, you know. And so I waited and I waited and I waited and I waited again until the 9th of March, exactly a month after I got an offer from my first university. It's an email that, congratulations from UCAS, that I got an offer for the med school that I'm at today. And at this point, I was so happy. And it kind of proved to me that hard work pays off. I often downplay how hard I worked to get here. I truly do, but I worked so damn hard. I'm gonna cry as well now. Don't cry. But yeah, I worked so damn hard to get here. And I'm really proud of me. I truly am. I truly am so proud of me. Compose myself. But that was all me. All the hard work was all me. Obviously, I had the immense support of my parents and the academy, which really helped me and supported me emotionally, whom I think I would not be here if I didn't have that support. So yeah, I thank my parents and the academy yet again. But they know it. They truly do. And I'm forever grateful to them because that's why I'm here. But I went back to see that tutor and told her about my 2 offers, and she didn't seem that happy. She was just like, huh, okay, cool, good for you, sort of thing. But at this point in time, I wasn't angry anymore at her. I worked hard to get here, and these offers were mine. They truly are mine, and represent all of the hard work I did. If anything, maybe she lit up that fire even more in me and pushed me to work harder, go beyond limits, just to prove again to people after me that this is possible. This is a dream you can have. This is a valid dream. And this is something that is within your reach. So if anything, maybe thank you to her. But she's not, beyond that, there's no other reason for her to be mentioned in my story. So yeah, that's basically also one of the main reasons why I started my channel, because I promised to myself early on in my journey that if I got into medical school, I would help other people get into medical school as well, as a thank you to the universe, to whoever allowed me to be here. I'll give back. So if you're in the situation where you want to come to medical school and you're struggling, people don't believe in you around, know that you're not alone. A lot of people have a similar story than me, and it's possible. Don't ever compromise on your dream. Your dream is valid. It truly is. Don't ever compromise on it. If you believe that you can do it, you can do it. If every single other person on this planet does not believe in you, but you believe in you, that's all you need. That truly is all you need. Work hard. You're not going to get there without working hard. That is it for sure. There's no secret, but really, please don't ever compromise on your dream. Don't listen to every single other voice, opinion around you that tells you that it's not going to happen, that you're not going to make it. Because if you believe in you, you'll get there. You might not get there this year. You might not get there on the second time, but if you continue pushing and continue working hard and continue believing in you, I can assure you you'll get there. This is your dream. If you fully believe in it, you will. You truly will. So yeah, that's my message to you. And the last thing I would like to finish with is, when you do get to medical school, don't ever doubt your space. You're allowed to be in the space. You have a student card like everybody else around you. And it's not because you struggled to get to medical school that your place is not valid and that you're not as good as everybody else. You are. You're in med school because you are. You're valuable and you should believe in yourself, and you're allowed to take up space. Don't make yourself smaller. Okay? So yeah, that's where I'll leave it. That was my medical school journey. That was quite hectic, but quite a beautiful story, I feel. And yeah, I'm gonna go and get myself a bit sorted. And I hope that you enjoyed this video. So if you did, please subscribe to my channel, like this video, and share this video with other people. Share this video with other people that you think want to get into medical school but are struggling on their journey. Share it with them. This is a community. And yeah, I'm gonna head off, and thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys.